Welcome to the Frugalpreneur podcast. I am your host, Sarah St. John. This episode is what I refer to as a showcase episode where I feature a bootstrapped entrepreneur and they briefly share their tips, tricks, tactics, techniques, and tools that help them bootstrap their business and the successes and failures along the way. My hope is that each of these showcase episodes will provide at least one valuable takeaway that you could implement right away in your own bootstrap business journey. Now, on to the episode.
So I decided to start my business because I had been through a multitude of jobs trying to find my place, my zone of genius. And I had been through retail and hospitality, interior design and marketing and advertising. And I had so many interests, I couldn't figure out how to pull them all together into a job. I did some self-discovery and used an outsourcing service that helped, figure out what you wanted to be when you grew up. And the common thread was always organizing. Since I was a little kid, helping my mom maintain and adjust systems and recognizing I needed to be more organized myself and get really good at time management if I wanted to do all the different things I was interested in. When I thought about working for myself, once I realized I was unemployable, I decided that organizing was the common thread and I would start with that. So, yeah, a little bit of everything thrown into my organizing business. So, when I started out, I had a full time job and I had a lot of vacation time saved up. And so I switched my schedule to work 10 4-hour days and have one day off that I also got paid for because I had a bunch of vacation time. And so I was working 5 days plus overtime in 4 days and using up some vacation time while I did the background stuff to start the business, went through that small business administration checklist. And then I gave myself a year to do that and maxed out another year's worth of being completely vetted in my 401k and acquiring another 3 weeks of vacation. And when I gave my notice, I had all that stuff as a little bit of ramp. So I had saved up several $1,000s and I had 3 weeks worth of runway when I started. I think the biggest success I've had in bootstrapping my business was learning fairly quickly how important money mindset was to the entire endeavor and that the world is an abundant place and I got to choose what I spent the money on. And that was a big revelation, both in the ways I just deliver my services to my clients and incorporating that money mindset into the framework I teach, but also personally as the business owner in figuring out how and when and how much I want to spend on things. It helped me understand the difference between an investment and an expense, and that has been huge. The biggest failure is I did have to declare bankruptcy at a certain point. I had had a couple medical emergencies early on before my income was really stable, and it led to a mountain of debt that I just couldn't figure out how to get the business back up and running and pay off the medical stuff at the same time. And so I made the decision to do bankruptcy. And I already knew that I could make more money and that I didn't need a lot of credit because I had been bootstrapping for about 7 years. And so I knew I could make that happen again. I would have to say that systems, relying on systems that help me leverage my time, that frees up more time to work with more clients or to create things that will generate income is probably my best tip and tricks. Second best is definitely working on mindset. So I have a mindset practice where I do a lot of creative vision work. And that way, when I do the work on my business, it goes more smoothly and I get better results because I have a very clear vision of what I'm trying to accomplish and the steps to get there. I think my parting thoughts would be that it's all connected, right? How you think about money and learning to make decisions from a business perspective is what can really help you get over that hurdle of money flowing into your business and the best ways to spend your money to run the business. And I don't think it's necessary to really go out and look for a lot of money, especially because micro businesses so often just don't have the opportunities or the options to borrow money anyway. And so you can get ahead in less time knowing that you have reserves. The worst that could happen is you have to start over and you do it again. And once you have the skills for connecting with clients and selling, you can do that as many times as you need to. If you would like to find out more about me and check out my stuff, I do have an offer for the 1-minute mail solution. It is because most of my clients struggle with paper and incoming information, and so it's a methodology for processing your mail, email, and other information that comes to you. You can find it at morethanorganized.net/1-minute mail, all run together. It's a freebie about my process on how I take care of information.
I hope you enjoyed that episode and were able to take away a valuable nugget of information that you can implement right away in your own business. If you feel your story would be valuable for the listeners of this show, please visit frugal.show/guest.